Hello everybody, welcome back to CNS Corvettes in Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully informative and helpful Corvette stuff. I'll tell you what guys, today is a very cold, very rainy, very don't want to be outside doing a shop walk around kind of day. So we're actually going to do something a little bit fun. Our video guy, Tony, had an idea. And he combed through thousands and thousands of all the comments we've had on our videos over the years to find some of the best hate comments and some of the best nice comments that we've gotten. And I'm going to read them to you today and just react to some of them. That's what we're going to be doing. So let's get into it. So today, the way we're going to work this is Tony put together a bunch of comments that I don't know what they are inside one of our CNS Corvettes trucker hats here. And I'm just going to pull them out at random, read them. And if they warrant a reaction, you'll definitely get one from me. And we'll see what we get. So here we go. First one. C4s are garbage. They're ugly. You can't get in them on the passenger side if you're more than a little person because of the airbags. They had no horsepower, they are pieces of shit, and I wouldn't own them if you gave me a field full of them. Okay, so clearly this guy has some strong opinions about the C4. There was no airbag on the passenger side, but that's okay. Yeah, wow, okay, well, don't buy a C4, dude. It's okay, I promise. Oh, evidently this is talking about me. Dude is the type of guy to tell you, don't change anything, it's fine as it is, but has a modded C5 or C6 Vet in the back of the shop. Well, I would say there are certain things that you should modify to improve them, like the harmonic balancer and stuff like that. But you can do whatever you want. It's your car, bro. It's okay. I swear. I know I will never buy a new Corvette. Time for a Porsche. I'm 36 and used to own a manual C5 in my 20s. I guess Chevy was fine with losing 20% of their Corvette buyers, and more importantly, the future buyers who want one because dad or grandpa drove one. Ooh, spicy. Well, first of all, if you're buying a Porsche, you're probably in a different tax bracket than most of the people I know who are buying Corvettes, and that's okay. Good for you. The reason, we've talked about this before with the C8, moving to the mid-engine, moving to the different design, moving to getting away from the actual stick shift manual. Yeah, Chevy may lose 20% of their Corvette market, but the problem was the established Corvette market was actually getting too old or dying faster than 20% because they couldn't get in and out of the cars. They couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. So they had to move to the next level to be able to put the power that they wanted to create, like in the new ZR1, the 1,064 horses, to the ground. You couldn't do that in a front engine rear drive layout. So enjoy your Porsche. When you get tired of paying those maintenance costs, come on back to Corvette. We'll be happy to have you. Ooh, this is a long one. As an engineer and financial advisor, I would like to say that these 7 and C8 Corvettes are useless piles of plastic junk. First, the roads in most states and weather conditions are terrible for these vehicles. They sit too low to the ground, tire sidewall profiles are non-existent, constant rim and tire damage, ergonomics are terrible, barely fit 2 people in the seats, terrible bumpy ride, no legroom, you are almost laying down, and side impact design is terrible. Why would anyone spend $70,000 to $120,000 for these useless contraptions, just to pretend they are not poor and in debt? By taking on huge loans, you are just making yourself poorer. Wake up, people. High school's over. So, first of all, if he's both an engineer and a financial advisor, he must be a huge hit at parties. It's okay. That's fine. All I would say is that if I could have just a few minutes alone with this gentleman, I'd hold up a teddy bear and go, show me where the bad people touched you, man. It's okay. You don't have to buy one. Oh, this one's short and sweet. 100% inaccurate information. Okay, well, at least I'm doing something at 100%, right? evidently talking about our production quality on our videos, the music made me feel I was at a funeral. Well, you know what? I didn't think anybody would pick up on it, but you know, the top 10 funeral greatest hits album is one of my favorites, so I try to sneak that stuff in from time to time. You know, music, when you're making YouTube videos, the music, you have to be just as bland as possible, because either it's going to be too boring, too loud, too fast, too hard, or they have an aversion to polka or whatever. So music, we do the best we can. We're not musicians. Sounds like you would be better off just not buying the Chevy in the first place. You know what? I remember this comment, and it was on one of the videos talking about all the maintenance issues that come with owning a 20, 30, 40-year-old car. Sir, it's not about a Chevy. It's about the age of the vehicle. If you had a 20, 30, 40-year-old Ford or a Dodge or a Maserati or whatever, the age of the vehicle is going to dictate how much maintenance you're going to have to do. So if you don't want to do maintenance, go buy that brand new Hyundai Genesis or that brand new Honda Accord, and you won't have to worry about it. You won't have much fun, but you know, it's okay. Oh, okay. So this one is about some of the changes we made in our production quality. You know, Tony, we brought Tony on board to help make more professional looking videos, stuff that is going to, you know, please our audience and hopefully bring in more people to our existing audience. This video is very, capital V, distracting, with poor Lyle sliding left, then right. How many Lyles are there? Then right in your face. Bigger head is a real turnoff. Okay. So, like in So I Married an Axe Murderer. Head down. Your video guy may be good, but needs to keep in mind, less is more. He's really into showing off every video effect in a 14-minute video. Calm down there, Chucky. You got plenty of videos to make. Distracting the viewer should not be part of the job description. I mean, do a scan of the video. Poor Lyle should be out of breath with all the gymnastics you have him doing. Not very professional, in my humble opinion. The video edits are pretty harsh, too. Much better videos in the past. These are just way too distracting. I actually unsubscribed because of it. Hope you can make them better in the future. Well, I'm sorry to lose your subscription, sir, in all honesty. And we're just trying to gather a slightly wider audience, and we are simply following what the algorithms and YouTube are telling us. And what they're telling us is the algorithms know how many edits you make. They know how many things you do, and that's what helps promote the videos. My guess is a lot of the video channels you watch on YouTube are going to be doing more and more of what we're trying to do in order to be distributed more widely by YouTube. So no snarky comments to this guy. I understand he doesn't appreciate the more animated way we're trying to do things, but I wouldn't describe it as animated. I'd describe it as more entertaining, because that's the whole point. We want to put out good information, but we want to have some fun with it too, which is kind of like today's video. We're just doing it for funsies. Ooh, getting down to the bottom here. Let's see what else we got. Corvettes, like most modern cars, are made to be throwaway cars. You know what? In certain aspects, I don't entirely disagree with that sentiment. The electronic complexity involved with the C7 and the C8, to a lesser degree the C6, bigger than that is the long-term parts availability for a lot of these electronic modules is becoming worrisome. I mean, we had a problem with the C7 a couple years ago where the data screens, the one that goes up and down, they were going bad and GM didn't have any. Now they ginned up and they made more, but how long is that going to continue? And when GM drops those parts completely, who's going to tool up to the tune of $200,000-$300,000 to make some of this stuff? So that is worrisome. But you know what? Corvettes are made to be enjoyed today. If you want to go drive a Corvette, drive it today. Drive it tomorrow. Drive it until you don't want to deal with it anymore, but have the fun today. Don't forego enjoying having a world-class American-built sports car because of what it might happen to it in 20 years. Today's what matters. Here's what I'm doing now. Unsubscribing. Well, sorry to see you go, but vaya con Dios, brother. As you guys who regularly view the channel know, we have a little side channel that we do on here called Blake's Takes, which is our lead tech talks about some of his impressions, some of his experiences, and some of his recommendations directly from the guy who works on the cars here every day. Someone commented on Blake's Takes, this should be renamed to Blake's Bitching. Okay, well, you know, you have to understand, if you talk to your child's fourth grade teacher, or you talk to the guy who delivers your mail, or you talk to the guy who collects your garbage, any of the people who provide services, there are certain things that they wish people wouldn't do. Not because they don't like them, and not because it's mean-spirited, but because it either A, makes their jobs harder, or B, actually makes the job that you're trying to do more expensive for the owner, for the customer, and we try to avoid that at all costs. So when Blake tells you, hey, do this, don't do that, he's not bitching. What he's trying to do is save you time, trouble, and money. So take it that way. And, you know, if you don't like it, that's okay. It's not for everybody. All right, last negative comment. Adding wheel spacers is capital N, never a good thing to do. Okay, so here's the thing. Wheel spacers, when added correctly, and when torqued correctly, and when checked regularly, are fine. I would not necessarily put wheel spacers on something I was taking to the track, something that I was going to be pushing really hard. But as long as you go in and actually check the torque on the lugs, not only for the spacers, but for your wheels as well, and make sure everything's tight at least 2-3 times a year, wheel spacers are just fine. It is not a problem. They are perfectly safe as long as you take care of them. Like anything else, if you ignore it, it can be a problem. Now, this is, again, we don't get many negative comments, guys. So Tony spent hours combing through thousands of comments on our videos just to find those. But just as kind of a palate cleanser, I would like to share with you one of the nicest comments we've ever got on our channel. And this is from a gentleman who actually was in our shop having his car worked on, and he brought his young son with him. This is a little lengthy, but I wanted to read you all of it because we were so touched by how awesome this was. I want you to understand the feedback that we normally get here. For anyone just tuning into this channel, I'd like to share my most recent experience with C&S Corvettes. I drove up to Sarasota from Fort Lauderdale last week, which is about a 3.5-4 hour drive, to have a set of Morimoto C8 style headlights and fog lamps installed on my C6. I've seen too many videos of that install where people are not removing the bumper, but instead are just loosening the fenders and pulling and bending them away from the bumper. It made me cringe. Once I saw Lyle's video of the proper way to install these lights, I knew that in the 3-hour drive up to Sarasota was worth every minute and mile. I took my 10-year-old son with me and made it like a mini getaway Corvette trip with him. We were there for a better part of a day as they also installed a new cup holder assembly and swapped out every interior light to LED. I had trouble with a few of them, so I asked the experts to do it for me. The hospitality that everyone at C&S showed my son and me was greatly appreciated. They set us up with Wi-Fi and told us about a nearby place we could have lunch that was within walking distance. Every so often, Lyle would come get us in order to show us the progress they were making, and he took the time to explain to my son how certain things worked on the Corvettes and shared some Corvette history with him, us really. The professionalism displayed throughout the day was wonderful. I can't take my son to a garage in Fort Lauderdale and go 5 minutes without hearing a curse word. Not the environment I'd want to expose my son to. It only dawned on me during my drive home that I didn't hear one curse word all day while at C&S Corvettes, and I believe they made an effort due to my traveling companion. At one point, Blake, the lead tech, found an issue with the resistors he installed on my taillights, and he worked through his lunch hour to correct the issue. I would have had no problem waiting. If you want someone working on your Corvette that knows, respects, and appreciates Corvettes, C&S is the place to go. I will be returning soon in order to have all the fluids checked, flushed, and or replaced because I don't want anyone else touching my Vette. Thank you, Lyle, Blake, Andy, and the rest of C&S for an overall awesome experience. See you soon. Guys, any of you who run a business, this is exactly the kind of feedback you dream of getting. All your hard work, all of the extra hours, all of the extra effort. The money is great, this is what grows a company. This is what gives you the fuel to move forward. And I could have had 10 hats full of good comments that we've gotten throughout the years on our YouTube channel, and that's thanks to you. So I really appreciate your patience hanging out with me on this rainy, crummy day here and having a couple of giggles and just really enjoying some of the feedback. I look forward to your feedback from this video. And if you've got some nice comments or even some not so nice comments, feel free to leave them below. Look forward to seeing you again soon with more Corvette content. Thanks so much.